a world starved for entertainment and humor, two brave best friends create an epic podcast that defies the odds and redefines cinematic.
Dude, it's just a podcast where we use short-form improv games to tell long-form improvisational movie homages.
Right. You're listening to In a World of Improvised Movie Homages. I'm your co-host, Avish Parashar, and I'm an improv comedian and a professional speaker.
And I am your co-host, Mike Worth, and I am also an improv comedian and professional film and video game composer.
We both love improv, movies, and storytelling, along with getting a little bit silly and ridiculous.
And hey, if you also like these things, then you are in the right place, because that's what this show is all about.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey everyone, welcome back to In a World of Improvised Movie Homages. We are super excited today. I am, as always, here with Mike. Mike, how are you today?
I'm great, man. I'm really great. How you doing today, Avish?
I am doing fantastic. This is the first day that both my kids are in school.
What would you do with all of this freedom?
I know. I got so much done already today, and now get to cap off the day with a recording a show. So things are good here.
Yeah, man, that's fantastic. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Catherine's off at school, and I've got all sorts of free time. And what better way to do it than to hang out with you and make some wacky improv stuff?
Fantastic. Well, welcome everyone. If you are here for the first time, here's how it works. We love movies, improv, comedy, and storytelling, so we combine them into one cool show. We're going to improvise a movie for you right now, or very soon, in a podcast audio
right
format.
Now, or in a bit.
We're going to tell you the story using a series of improv comedy games. We start with a genre or example movie as our starting point. Then we spend about 5 minutes talking about the tropes, cliches, and commonalities of that genre or style of movie. Then we spend 5 minutes hashing out a high-level outline for the movie we're going to perform today. Then we spend 5 minutes picking the improv games that we're going to play for today's show. And once that's set, we perform. So to begin, Mike, why don't you let everyone know what today's starting point is?
I will, mister. And this actually ties in really nicely with the timing of this particular podcast. It was not an accident. We have just finished watching, and Avish will go into more detail, The Omen. And so Avish goes, let's do one that is in the style of supernatural thriller with a demon child, devil child, antichrist, that kind of thing. So I said, yeah, it's great. So that's what we're doing today. Some sort of like supernatural thriller with a antichrist / demon child.
The devil, antichrist.
Yeah, thing.
Movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so two things about that, as Mike said. If we are correct and organized enough, which I make no guarantees about, this episode should be going live October 12th, which is right in time for Halloween season. This is our first of 3 kind of horror-themed episodes we are planning. So we figured, hey, let's do The Omen. The second reason we were doing it is that we recently recorded a guest appearance on the podcast Matinee Heroes, Matinee Heroes. You can go to matineeheroes.com, where we talked about The Omen. So Mike and I both watched it, and we got on with the host, Craig Price, who I've known
he's awesome
for years.
He's great.
And we just talked about the movie, just straightforward discussion, what we liked. And we do a recasting thing and a double feature thing. Ton of fun. And again, if the schedule is correct, and depending when you're listening to this, that should be going live October 16th. So we figured, since we watched about The Omen and talked about it in depth, what better movie to kick off our Halloween
fright season
themed,
right,
in a world of than The Omen. And again, go to matineeheroes.com and check out the Omen episode if you want to hear Mike and my guest appearance on there. We had a ton of fun, and Craig is great. It's a great podcast. I subscribed to it for years already. So
yeah, I've already listened to like 7 episodes. It's fantastic. The Ghostbusters one's really good. I like that one.
Oh yeah. They talk, but they're smart. It's funny. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so in addition, before we get into the show, in addition to plugging Matinee Heroes, quick plug for ourselves. We are still pretty new here, so depending how you're listening to this, number one, if you could go over to iTunes, follow or subscribe if you haven't yet. In the first couple months, iTunes really puts a lot of emphasis on how quickly you get new subscribers, and that can really help us out a lot. And if you're so inclined, if you like what you hear in this show, please go over there and give us a 5-star rating and a positive review. That's going to go a long, long way to help our show grow and to help others find the show.
Yes.
All right, now that business and begging is out of the way, let us move on to the first segment of our show. Segment 1, discussing the tropes. Now we're going to spend about 5 minutes talking about the tropes of this kind of movie, the cliches and commonalities. So I'm going to set my little timer here. And Mike, why don't you kick us off? When you think of the Omen or movies about the child of the devil, it could be like Rosemary's Baby even, other movies like that, what comes to mind?
So a couple things in no particular order. This isn't quite as narratively like, when I think of it, I don't think of this happens and this happens. It's more like things exist in this. There's always a shadow cult that basically are Satanists that are helping this child come to fruition. So you've got some sort of satanic shadow cult. They work in the shadows. Because the kid is obviously a kid, so can't really defend themselves. So there's always like creepy people. And there may be overt, but there's always some who are like covert. Either someone close to the main character is secretly in the cult, or like in the case of the Omen, the nanny is like straight up like, I'm a cult member. Now no one knows it, but right. The other variation you could see is that various people in positions of power. So like they go to the police and it turns out the police lieutenant's a member of the cult. So they can't kind of get past certain elements of power because they're actually in on it. Parents, what are the parents like? I think in general, they're not like broken or dysfunctional. That's half the fun, is that they're pretty normal, upstanding parents. And
usually they're, once in a while you'll see a story where there's some tension and they're hoping the baby will bring them together more. But yeah, usually it's a solid family. The husband and wife are in love. They're happy to have a kid. It's not like an accident they're regretting. So it's a good, solid family. And obviously, like, unexplained stuff happens. Like, people die, but in mysterious ways. They disappear. They die through weird accidents. So, it's not like a slasher comes up and kills them, or someone gets killed during a home burglary. It's like, you just happen to be walking under this piano that was being moved and it fell on your head.
Right. And something else that goes with that, there's almost always dark animal, not avatars, what do you call it? The familiars, like crows and wolves, or in this case, Rottweilers. There's always these kind of animals that are either the agents of Satan or like symbolic of the agents of Satan. So there's always like these animal evil familiars.
Yeah, and there's usually like the slow revelation. Usually one of the parents is more of a victim and one is like the proactive one.
Yeah.
And there's like that midpoint scene where they finally, they don't fully accept, but they start to think, maybe there is something evil about my kid. I need to like investigate this further.
Yeah. Now, that drives into, so at that point, the parents, so this is a really good thing. In this kind of movie, the midpoint is a great flip from passive to active for the parents. So the first thing is setting up the tone of dread for the viewer, right? The kid is obviously like tainted by evil. Weird things happen. The weirdest thing is oftentimes the kid doesn't even really behave evil. Like, he's not like malicious. It's more like dark forces conspire to put him in these positions, so he's tainted by evil. But at the midpoint, the parents kind of think something's wrong, and they start getting proactive towards either defeating the kid, driving out the demon, killing him, whatever. So that midpoint is when the parents go from reactive to proactive.
Well, there's a whole like learning sequence too, where like usually in that, when they get proactive, there's almost always experts, usually religious people, like they talk to priests about what the heck is going on.
Yep.
You see this, another movie that's similar to this is the Seventh Sign with Demi Moore and Hicks.
Yeah, Kyle Reese, Michael Biehn. Yeah, I knew there was a bunch of, because I was thinking of The Sixth Day is there in that world too. The Devil's Advocate. It's not the same as a child thing, but there's all these things about the revelation.
The main character always seeks out counselor advice, usually from a priest who kind of goes into the prophecy and the things to look for. And
yeah. By the way, in The Seventh Sign, did she end up giving birth to the baby and keeping it? Because this is kind of an important thing if she did. I can't remember.
She dies in birth, I think, is the whole point.
Okay.
So that's one of the few. I think most of these movies have kind of a downer or dark ending.
That's what I was going to say.
Sign kind of doesn't.
She gives, I know what she does. She gives her soul to the baby so the baby won't be the Antichrist.
Right.
That's what she does.
Her baby was going to be the first baby born without a soul. So she, in the end,
gives her soul to the baby.
For his.
So this is the big thing at the end. At the end, no matter what's happening, let's say the baby's giving birth or they're going to try and kill the kid. One parent dies. The other parent either dies or is
Converted.
Yeah, they either they fail to kill the kid and die, or they're just like they fall from grace. That's obviously that's Rosemary's Baby.
Right, yeah. That's the spoiler for Rosemary Baby ending. At the end, Rosemary just says, well, it's still my baby, so I'm going to raise it.
Yeah, listen, if you guys and girls listening to this have not seen Rosemary's Baby,
50 years ago,
shame on you then, all right? Then suck it up. You got spoilers. It's actually not that intricate a plot.
No. All right, and that's our time. Yeah, the plot points are
pretty basic.
Pretty straightforward. Characters, events. I think the one thing we didn't mention is usually in these movies, the music sucks.
Oh, it's
terrible,
absolute shit.
Horrible music.
Nobody ever gets any awards from it. Never becomes
no one ever wins an Oscar for writing a dark mass.
Yeah, right. Obviously, exactly.
Right. If you don't know us by now, we are kidding. The Omen is just an amazing score.
An amazing movie in general. And yeah, that's the. If you go over to Craig Price's podcast, you will hear me talk a little bit about the score. So I will give you. You can go over there to learn all the trivia points because hey, give Craig Price's podcast some loving.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we that is the end of our genre discussion, which brings us to the next segment. Segment 2, creating the outline. All right, so now we're going to spend 5 minutes hashing out a just kind of high-level-ish outline of this movie. We will take you through a 4-act structure, which is like the 3-act structure. We just split Act 2 into 2 parts. One, the first half is more reactive. Second is more proactive. So now this is with the outline we create. Disclaimer, it's improv comedy, so there's a good chance we will veer from it.
It ignores huge chunks of it.
Yeah.
So there.
All right. So we normally start with a prologue or trailer.
I'm feeling prologue. We got to set things up.
Like, yeah, the birth or whatever.
Yeah, right. And you know what? You're saying the birth. Let's go for it. Let's get the kid into the movie. Let's not have this all be about the one being pregnant. Let's
we'll have a kid, not a pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So there. So again, we're going to be, since we did just talk about the Omen and appear on Matinee Heroes talking about the Omen. This episode, I think, is going to be very much an homage to the Omen. So
yeah.
So in Act 1, the kid at this point will be a little kid, like 5 years old or so.
Yeah.
So in Act 1, there's some happiness, right? You kind of set the platform where things are pretty good.
Yeah. I got this, man. I got an idea. Tell me if I'm overwriting by doing this, right? Parents are happy. Mom and dad are up and coming, right? All good things start happening because roadblocks to their happiness, something tragic happens. So they're like, they want to get this new house, and the couple's like, oh, I'm sorry, the asking price is too high. And like, something happens to one of the owners that they're able to sell.
Okay, yeah. Some mysterious good stuff happens.
But it results from bad stuff happening to other people, right? Mysterious fortune for the family.
And then I think at the end of Act 1, I think we need the introduction of the cult person.
Agreed. The person or the cult, or just a person who you know is going to be a cult.
Something bad needs to happen. This is where kind of the turn comes.
Yeah.
And then kind of introduced to the head or the covert like cult person.
Yeah, that's the end of Act 1. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So now in Act 2, I think a lot of people need to start dying. People who are maybe like the investigators, people who are trying to, there's like we didn't talk about this in the tropes, but there's, the group or the small group of people that are aware of that this person's the Antichrist.
Yep.
And they're trying to warn the parents, or they're trying to kill the kid. And these people need to start getting some people know the truth or suspect the truth, and they need to start getting knocked off.
Yeah. At the same time, in Act 1, all these fortuitous events happen to the family, and it's all being caused by Satan maneuvering the pieces. But in Act 2, this is when the weird shit starts happening to the family. Like the crows start gathering around the kid's bedroom window, and the let's say they're in like a condo or something. All the groundskeeper people are like kind of weird, and they're hovering around and stuff. They start to feel like, because now it's like, right now they're like trying to like zero in on the family and like keep this kid, start grooming this kid, right? They got the family to,
and we see how like the kid gets sort of mysteriously protected, like, the parents trying to punish the kid, it gets really upset, and then all of a sudden like a dog appears or something. So like there's like coincidental threats that happen.
Yeah.
Protection threats.
Coincidental protection. Yeah, exactly. And that culminates with like, let's say one of the investigators in front of the family has a real mysterious death or something, and then the family, that's when the husband and the wife are like, maybe they get approached by an investigator, kind of like what happened to the Omen. They got killed, and they're like, all right, there's something going on with this kid.
Yeah,
right?
at some point in Act 2, one of the people that knows about the kid needs to let the parents know,
Yep.
which is going to propel Act 3.
And then die.
And then die, yes.
So then Act 3 is them gathering information, building a way to kind of defeat the kid. Could be, we don't know, pulling a way to defeat the kid or kill the kid.
Learning.
Yep.
But meanwhile, they're doing that. The kid is still wreaking havoc. People are still dying. Bad things are still happening.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. How are we going to make
I think here in Act 3, I think in the beginning of Act 3, the parent hasn't fully embraced it. By the end, then they're like, oh, yeah, my kid's the devil.
It's highly likely one of the parents will die at the end of Act 3.
Yeah.
Remember, we do a 4-act structure, so the end of Act 3 is really the end of Act 2.
Yeah, in a traditional...
Act 4 is the race against time, right? It's like if one or both parents is trying to finish the spell, kill the kid, whatever. The evil satanic coven is trying to protect the kid, and it's just kind of a,
Yeah, it's the parents doing whatever they need to try to save. Sometimes the parent tries to save the kid. Doesn't always necessarily be I'm going to kill my child, but it's like I got to exorcise the demon, got to drive the devil out, or kill the kid. Yeah, and the cult is sending the cult people, the mysterious events, the animals, everything's trying to stop the parent from doing it.
I swear to God, if we make this thing funny, it'll be a minor freaking miracle.
Oh, it's gonna be funny.
It is.
Demonic cults and parents trying to kill their children is inherently funny, and I think we're gonna find that out.
I think we're gonna demonstrate that over the next 30 or 40 minutes. And then you know what? Let's leave it up to our improv as to whether the kids they're successful. We won't know.
Yeah. We'll
Let's let it be a surprise. We'll let the improv guide us.
So that was my duck timer. I think we got a pretty solid outline for our 4 acts plus a prologue.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our third segment. Segment 3, choosing the games. All right, so now we're going to spend just about 5 minutes picking what improv games we are going to play for each act. So we've got 5, we've got the prologue and then 4 acts. We're going to play one improv game for each. And don't worry, we're going to be talking about them if you don't recognize or know them by name. Before we move on and before we play them in the show, I'll do a quick recap of how the game is played. Mm-hmm. So our 5 minute starts now.
Prologue. You want to do instant replay or countdown?
Ooh.
Because all it is basically, the circumstances by which the kid is kind of...
Let's do countdown because I think, for a prologue, it's going to really distill down to the essence of what this kid is all about, this story is all about.
Yeah, man. I like that.
All right, so we count down.
Yep.
And then I feel like we've played this game a lot, but based on what we said about mysterious stuff happening, removing obstacles, I feel like best of times, worst of times just make so much sense for Act 1.
I was thinking that or Act 2, so I'm totally with you. The first two acts, I was like, we need to do best of times, worst of times. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do best worst, because like you said, oh, they got an obstacle. Oh, but the obstacle went away. Oh, but this person died. Oh, but this is how it's...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It really lends itself to that.
Absolutely.
All right, so then we get to Act 2, which is where people who know, they're trying to warn the parents, people start dying, weird stuff starts happening.
I'm going to say...
very, atmospheric.
Yeah, I'm going to say a game. We can't use it here yet because we haven't figured out how to do it yet, but this is a game because we're doing supernatural. Animals to humans could somehow work, but I'm not sure how to do it yet, so I'm going to put that on the back burner. Because, the whole idea of... That's a bold... I think that's too bold a statement for today.
Going forward, I do like, raise the bar and challenge. Mike and I have a list of improv games, and we each rated our personal feelings about the game on a scale of 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Animals and Humans, I think I gave a 2, maybe a 1. So,
so I think I did too. We hate that game, so it's like to do that is like pretty brutal.
Challenge, be a good one to learn.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pick. So let's see. We need to have
creepy
characters.
Dread stuff. Yeah.
Maybe something we haven't done in a little while would be pretty cool.
Last letter, first letter. That could be just a fun, just to kind of get things
like
going.
A storytelling one.
Yeah, could do that.
That could be a good one. Let's see. What else have we not done in a little while here?
It'd be funny. It's actor's nightmare, and you read the Omen script. We're gonna do that one of these days.
Or we'll do the actor's nightmare, and you'll read the Bible.
That would be great. And Ezekiel knew Rachel, and Rachel beget Zoar. All right,
I'm gonna make a note because that is something that could really, it could be fun. And I don't know, we've done it in a while. We did it on an episode we posted recently, but we haven't performed it in a while. Is the one word at a time typewriter, which we did on It's where we do typewriter, where we tell a story one word at a time.
Right.
But then we pause periodically and act out a segment of it. And then, so it's like pop-up story, but the storytellers are doing it one word at a time.
Yeah, I liked that. We did a good job with that. We want to try it again?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. You'll have to kind of coach me because we've messed with it to make it work for our podcast. So you just have to remind me of what the tweaks were.
Yeah, it'll be easy enough.
All right, cool.
All right, so then we move to Act 3, where the person's going around, they're gathering info.
Right. And the coven or the whatever is like moving to like protect the kid. The kid's growing in power. You know, the chess pieces are moving.
And then at the end of the act, something happens, like the other parent dies, or the person that the hero thinks is their ally turns out to be part of the cult. You know, it's like the betrayal.
He said, she said?
That could work.
Looking at what else.
Sure.
Oh, God, backward scene. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we haven't really.
We may have to do
really done a backward scene in a while.
One of these experimental weeks, we'll do like where we're just like, listen, everyone, we're gonna do like the worst games and see how this thing comes out, you know, or the ones that like we like have a lot of trouble.
Maybe one week where we have time, we record 2 episodes. Like, all right, here's 1 episode. Here's
least favorite.
We play 5 games we've never played before. We don't think they're gonna work, but we're just gonna do it just to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Just to prove that we're improvising and it doesn't always work.
Yeah, man. Last letter, first letter is a lot of fun too.
Yeah, you want to do last letter, first letter?
I like that.
Last letter, first letter, I think. Yeah, I guess.
Or last
are you
word,
thinking
first
that
word.
as a scene or as a story?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Well, I don't know. We'll decide when we get there.
Or we also could do last word, first word. That's the same concept.
Let's do last letter, first letter.
Cool. Yeah, that gives more fluidity. Got it.
Because right now, everything is scene-based. And then Act 4, we always finish with cutting room. Sticking with that?
Yeah, it just works so well. Especially for this, it's going to be a super high voltage ending. Oh, yeah, and you're right. If we do last letter, first letter, we can do it as a narrator point of view, and that'll help us drive the plot.
Yeah, we'll just tell the story to move it forward because everything else is scene-based. Okay, so quick recap here. We got about 30 seconds for this segment. Quick recap on what the games are. We're going to open with Countdown, where Mike and I are going to improvise a prologue in 1 minute, playing the characters. And then we're going to redo the prologue in 30 seconds, then in 15 seconds, and then in 5 seconds. So each time telling the same story, but in shorter and shorter period of time. Act 1, best of times, worst of times. We'll start a scene. Periodically, either Mike or myself can clap our hands and say best of times, at which point everything that happens in the scene is good and great. Then we can clap and say worst of times, at which point suddenly everything is bad. And then we just keep switching back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Then, I guess 1 word at a time is kind of a combination of storytelling and a scene. So we're going to do 1 word at a time typewriter, where Mike and I will narrate the action 1 word at a time. Right. I say once,
upon.
Mike says upon, I say time, so on and so on. But periodically we pause or clap, and when we do, we switch into acting mode. So we pick up the story where the narration left off, and then we act out the scene a little bit, then we double clap and go back into narrating mode 1 word at a time. Mm-hmm. So kind of, that's actually combined in like 3 different improv games. So,
but it works for us, so there.
That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Last letter, first letter, we'll either do as a scene or a story. We'll decide when we get there. But whenever one of us stops talking, the next person, the first word out of their mouth has to start with the last letter that the person before them said. So if I said, hey, Mike, can you hand me that plate? Well, plate ends with an E. Mike's first sentence would have to start with an E.
Yep. And I would say each plate is blah, 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 or whatever. And then.
Exactly. And finally, we finish with our one of our favorites. We end almost everyone with this cutting room, where we'll just start a scene at any point. Mark and I can clap our hands and cut to a different part of the story, a different scene, something abstract, something completely unrelated to the movie, just whatever tickles our fancy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Mike, any other, so we're good with that? Oh, the final thing we need to do then before we move to showtime is we need a title for our Child of the Devil story. We like to do this 1 word at a time because it makes it adds to the randomness.
Yes.
So we're gonna do a story. Mike, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first for this one?
You go first. You're feeling chatty today. You kick us off.
All right, here we go.
Here, 1 word title for the Supernatural Devil Child knockoff. Here we go.
Okay. Demon
Shadow
of
the
Spawn
Crib. I'm sorry, I had to put crib in there. Demon, what is it? Demon Shadow of
Demon Shadow of the Spawn Crib.
That has Academy Award written all over it.
When we finalize this episode and put it on our podcast and iTunes and create the movie poster, it'll probably be condensed to like Demon Shadow or Shadow of the Spawn or Spawn Crib.
I like Spawn Crib. That's a great one. What is that? Well, this is my Spawn Crib.
We may have to just call it Spawn Crib to start.
It's like
Demon Shadow or Shadow of the Spawn sounds like a legitimate Antichrist movie. Spawn Crib sounds like an improv comedy show.
It sure does. That's right, man.
Coming this fall to MTV. Spawn Crib.
Whoa, look that's on over here. A little demon baby in this thing.
All right, that's gonna be a game size decision.
Yeah, I've already got my first voice.
This is serious. We should be serious on this podcast.
This is serious improv. Comedy is serious.
Damn it, this is improv theater, not improv comedy.
Theater.
All right,
here we go.
So, we are having fun, and we haven't even started yet. All right, this brings us to our final bit. Segment 4. Showtime. Oh, wait, before we get to our final bit.
Fake.
You want that. Before we get to our final bit, real quick, as a reminder, go check out matineeheroes.com in general and check out the Omen episode on Matinee Heroes.
Yes.
Coming out on October 16th to hear Mike and myself guesting on Craig Price's podcast. And again, share the love. If you like this episode, go ahead and share the link on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And again, we are in the first few weeks of this live launch. So any love you can give us on iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, give us a rating and review. That would be super duper helpful, and we would really appreciate it.
Yes.
If you want to learn more about us and get some freebies and stuff, go to avishandmike.com. All righty. This brings us to segment 4. Showtime. All right, we are now going to perform the movie Demon Shadow of the Spawn Crib. And we will begin with the improv game. We'll do a short prologue with the improv game countdown. Mike and I will do a short scene. It's going to be 1 minute long. I have my timer. When we're done, we'll redo that scene in 30 seconds. Then we'll redo it in 15 and then in 5, kind of distilling it down each time.
Well, I'm gonna go first because I got a good idea to get us going.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready, Vish. Here we go. This is a 1 minute version, right?
1 minute scene and go.
The hospital doors fly open. Doctor, she's been in labor for the past 20 minutes. You've got to help.
Oh my God, this woman will die if I don't take immediate action. Quick, give me the scalpel right here.
It hurts so much. Oh God, you're gonna operate her in the hallway? I mean, isn't that really unsanitary?
It is, but it is imperative that this baby gets out in the next 6 minutes.
6 minutes? All right, well, thank God we're on the 6th floor in the 6th wing.
That's right, in the 6th state of the Union.
All the lights start to flicker.
Halfway.
Get it out.
Here, take this. I'm sorry, ma'am, but your baby has died.
No!
We can't even show you the body. It was so grotesque. I'm sorry.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. Don't worry. We'll be strong. We'll figure out something
10
to do.
seconds.
So doctor, is there something I can do for my wife?
Yes, I have this other baby right here.
Oh, it looks just like mine. I'll have it.
Time. All righty. That was our 1 minute scene. So now we're going to do that same scene with all the action drama in 30 seconds. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Doctor, my wife's been in labor for 20 minutes. You have to help operate.
Yes, well, here, give me the scalpel. This woman's in pain. We need to do this right now.
It hurts so much. They got her on the 6th floor of the 6th wing of the 6th state.
That's right, and we're just 6 minutes away from 6 a.m. in 66 seconds.
Oh God, get it out. You have to get it out.
Okay. Here, take this. I'm sorry, ma'am, your baby died and you can't see it because it's so mutilated.
Oh, no, I want that. What am I going to do, doctor? What can I do to help him out?
Well, we just happen to have a replacement baby.
Oh, my God, it looks just like me. Here you go, honey. I can't figure out which of these babies is the Antichrist.
It's a strange and mysterious world. That's the mystery. I think it changed like 3 times in my head. All right.
Who cares?
So there's lacking some clarity, so let's do it again. Give us a chance to really refine it down. So we can do that same scene in 15 seconds. And go.
My wife's in labor. You have to operate.
Here, we do it right here with the scalpel.
Okay, I got it. Get it out. 6 times.
6. Here, let me cut it out. Ooh, here, take this away.
What can I do?
Your baby is ugly and dead.
Oh, my God, what can I do?
We have a trade-in.
Ooh, I'll take this one. Ooh, I'll take this one.
All right, and this brings us, we're going to do this one more time.
Here we go.
All the drama, all the things you came to know and love in that scene in 5 seconds. And go.
She's pregnant.
6 seconds, cut it.
Ah!
Give me a replacement.
Give me that baby.
Hey.
I think that caught the essence of the prologue.
That is exactly what happens in prologue. So we have 1, maybe 2 babies. Maybe one's a demon.
Maybe 2 babies.
Maybe both. Maybe neither. We don't know.
Maybe they're both the baby.
That brings us to the end of the prologue of Demon Shadow of the Spawn Crib.
Spawn Crib.
So now we're going to pick up Act 1 set a few years later, and we are going to tell you the story using the improv game Best of Times, Worst of Times.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen is Mike and I will start acting out a scene. At any point, either of us can clap our hands and say either Best of Times or Worst of Times. When we do, whatever's happening in the story has to become the best of times where everything is great and fortuitous and wonderful, or worst of times where everything's a disaster, nothing goes right. And we just flip back and forth to tell Act 1.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Mike?
I am, and we're starting at neutral. We don't go into best or worst until one of us kicks
Yeah,
it
we
in.
start at neutral. Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah, ready to go?
And here it is. Act 1, Best of Times, Worst of Times.
The camera pans out above a small suburban house in Everytown, America. Bright, nice little yard. The door opens. Jennifer, I'm done with work early today.
Yes, Steven. Oh my God, you're home early. This is so nice.
Well, they had a little bit of trouble. They kind of overbooked us, so I ended up having to lose a couple hours of work today. Sorry. I don't know if I'll be able to take you and Cody out to dinner. We're a little light on funds this week.
Worst of the times. Oh no, we're light on funds, but I'm sorry to bring this up, but the ceiling, some water damage happened, and there's just water just dripping all over the house now.
What? Oh my God! We don't have any water insurance. We're gonna have to pay for this entire thing ourselves. Hey, Dad, what are you sad about? Oh, Cody, nothing, buddy. Just the water damage. Something happened with the toilet or something like that. It must be our
Best of times.
It must be our neighbors, and our neighbors, they just installed new plumbing, which means they're on the hook for it.
Oh my God, you're right. And you know what? I think they were planning on moving anyways. We can move into their house, which is like twice the size of ours, and we can use this as leverage to get that beautiful house we've always wanted.
Let me go check right now. It's true. They're moving because apparently the entire wife's side of the family died in a horrible dirigible accident 2 days ago.
Worst of times.
And they've already left the house for them. They've had such a traumatic thing. They're actually getting in the car and leaving. They just threw me the keys. We got a free house because of their tragedy.
Oh, but Steven, if they have a tragedy, I mean, I don't know. I feel bad about the vibes in that house. I mean, what if it has like ghosts or spirits or? I know you think that's silly, but.
Oh, I never thought of that. Well, we can only one way to find out. How about we two walk over and check out that house and see?
Okay, but I'm scared. Will you hold my hand? And Cody, why don't you stay? Just stay in the house and don't touch anything, okay?
Okay, Mom, I'll take care of that. I'll keep the house nice and safe. Let's go. Let's check out the inside of this house. Ooh, this house looks really strange.
Hello? Hey. Oh, hi. Are you here to see the house? Hi, I'm Stephanie, the realtor. And I can't believe you guys I didn't even list it yet. How did you find out about this?
Best of times. Well, the owners gave us the keys and they had us take first crack at this house, Stephanie. So if you're interested, can you show it to us? Because this house was the house we always wanted, but we never could afford it.
Oh, why sure. Well, you're in luck. They were very motivated to sell. They told me just to take the first reasonable offer.
That'd be great. Well, I can sign a check right now. I've got $3,000 in the bank. Worst of times. Hey, Cody, I want you to meet Stephanie.
Cody, is that your name, Cody? Hi, Cody. Could you come here?
Okay, it's all right, Cody. She's gonna help us with the house. You don't have anything to fear from Stephanie.
Oh, Cody.
Hi, Miss Stephanie.
Yes, Cody. You can call me just Stephanie.
Okay. What's that interesting little pendant on your neck? It looks like a jackal head.
Oh, well, it's just a family heirloom. Would you like to play with it, Cody?
Best of times. Oh, would that be all right, Mom?
Oh my God, that would be so sweet. I can't believe it. What an amazingly friendly realtor. Yes, Cody, go play, go play.
Okay.
Hello, not only am I a realtor, but because the flexibility, I also serve as a part-time nanny, teacher, babysitter, and house caretaker.
Well, what amazing luck. We're going to need one. This house has 4 extra rooms that we're not going to use, really, so that'd be great. We'll move right in. This will be fantastic. Jennifer, what a lucky day. Cody. Oh, buddy, what happened? I cut my finger on the jackal thing. Miss Stephanie, sorry, there's a little bit of blood on the jackal chain.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got a little cut there. Don't worry. Here, let me just get that blood off your finger. Don't worry.
Oh, that's very interesting as a nanny technique. Wouldn't you agree, Stephen? I've never seen that kind of technique to actually stop the bleeding.
I went to a Waldorf school. It's all right. We're very organically oriented.
Oh, the Waldorf school. Oh, okay, that's wonderful. Yes, well, I can't see any reason for you not to move in. And Stephen, we can sell our house with Stephanie, and we don't have to worry about you making up all that money at work being underemployed. We'll just live off the residuals of the house.
Well, that's going to be amazing. And I didn't want to say anything before because I didn't want to get your hopes up. But the reason I was let go early and money's been tight is because I've been taking a lot of time off work to interview, and I just got a text. You're looking at the new vice president of marketing for Conglomerate Corp.
Vice president of marketing? You've been wanting that job for years. Oh my God, Stephen, this is such a wonderful day. I think everything is really, really coming up roses, red roses.
Worst of the time. Yes, the only downside though is that as the vice president of marketing, I'm going to be on the road quite a bit. So it's going to be just you and Cody, on your own. I know that's hard for you to take care of Cody all by yourself. If only.
Dad, I'm going to miss you, Dad. I mean, we were supposed to do learning how to do some rifle shooting, and you were going to have me sign up for sword fighting, and I.
If I could be, sorry to interject on a family discussion, but if I could be so bold, since you were already interested in my services, I would be, and you have so many extra rooms, I'd be happy to live in with you for a little while, especially while the master of the house is traveling. And I happen to be skilled and know people who are excellent fencers and shooters and hunters, animal.
Best of times.
Animal tamers.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful, fortuitous event. I think we should go for it. So Jennifer, if you're okay with this, let's move Miss Stephanie in like today. And
that sounds amazing. I am so in. Stephanie, you are a godsend.
Oh God.
And see.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't continue when you dropped that line. I was like, that's the end of that, baby. Oh, that's great, man.
All right. So we now have Jennifer, Stephen, Cody, and Stephanie, the housekeeper, jack of all trades, master of all.
Boy, man.
Potential cultist with a jackal necklace. Moving in, living in. Good things have happened. They're in a nice house. They've got a new nanny.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And the old one didn't even commit suicide in front of the birthday party. So this family's already doing better than the Omen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have to tell you, I'm going through this game and I was like, oh my God, this thing is so unsubtle. We're like being so obvious. And I'm like, wait a second, this is an improv supernatural horror. This is like Keith Johnstone's bread and butter. Be obvious.
Yeah. We don't need to be clever. We don't need to try to keep it all subtle. Let's get to the point.
Subtlety is not our name. So now, here we are with all of this great new growth in the family. Steven's got this promotion. They've got a brand new house. They're living off the proceeds of their own house, and they have a super special nanny / contact person who's able to live with them and help raise Cody with Jennifer.
Yes. And just very quickly, from a storytelling performance standpoint, I'm going to choose to make a slight adjustment here and give Stephanie a accent or stronger voice, because right now Stephanie and Jennifer sound very similar to each other.
Agreed.
So first one of us to play Stephanie, let's give her a vocal affect or accent.
Better not. All right. Better not be me, man. I only got one of my head.
It will definitely be half Irish, half Jamaican.
Yes. And it'll drop to my lowest tenor 2 possible. Oh, jeez.
All right. So this brings us to Act 2. Things going well for the family. But now we are going to see where things start to get a little bit complicated. We're going to play an improv game called One Word at a Time Typewriter. Mike and I will start narrating the story one word at a time, alternating words. Periodically, we'll pause and clap or double clap, and then we'll act out the action. We won't just act out what we already said, but we'll continue and progress, and then we'll stop, pick up the storytelling from there, and just bounce back and forth between one-word narration and acting out. All right?
Exactly.
So here we begin. The
years
passed.
And
everyone
flourished.
Then
Cody
discovered
that
he
didn't
like
his
friends
anymore.
Hey, Mommy.
Yes,
Mommy.
Yes. What's up, Cody?
Can we not go to the playground today?
I wanted to go. Is there a reason you wouldn't like to do it? I mean, they've got the ice cream candies out there, and they've got the small little animal petting zoo.
I don't like my friends. They're not really my friends. I don't like Daniel or Jason or John or Jonah or any of the J name people.
Oh.
And the animals all look at me funny when I go.
Oh, well, honey, if you don't want to go, I don't want to force you about that. We can just stay home, and we can just stay home and do that, Yes, Stephanie, yes, what is it?
Yes, hello, Mom. I'm sorry to interrupt. I've just returned from my trip to England where I picked up an accent. And
of course.
I couldn't help but overhearing, and I think you're making a wise choice. I don't think you should, if I could be so bold, don't force a boy in those environments. If you'd like, Mom, I can take him out. We can go for a hike in the woods. Would you like that, Cody?
Oh, that would be much more fun. Is that okay, Mom, if I do that? I'd rather go with Miss Stephanie.
Yes. Sure, Cody, that's great. I can get some things done around the house. Thanks, Stephanie. You're a lifesaver.
Lovely. I will be happy to take care of it. Cody, go get your trousers and your boots, and we shall go on a nice little hike and learn about nature. Walking
through
the
woods,
Cody
sees
two
giant
wolves
who
stare
at
Stephanie
closely.
You see that there, Cody? Those are dire wolves. Very rare in these parts.
Who are they? I'm scared. I'm scared, Stephanie. Are they going to eat me?
Oh, they only eat things they think are weaker than them. Look at how they're looking at you, Cody. They fear you. They fear what you can do.
Why would they fear me? I'm just a little kid.
Of course you are, just little one. Of course you are. Just a little kid, just like every other child. Now
Meanwhile,
back
at
the
house,
Jennifer
hears a knock
on
the
door. Yes, may I help you?
Hello, are you Jennifer Fitzgerald?
I am, yes, and may I
have
ask
traveled a long way. I have traveled a long way to see you. I am Oman, and I was in the hospital the day your child was born.
Oman, you were there when my child was born? I didn't think there was anyone there besides the doctor.
Oh no, the power went out, and I was the maintenance man, and I was there to try to fix the power. But I know something, you are in danger, you must leave now.
Oh, in danger from what? I mean, Steven's out on a trip and Cody's with his nana.
Cody's with his nana?
Yes.
Oh no. Tell me, does the nana seem sort of mysterious and a bit off?
Well, she is an expert in double knife fighting and also a crack tactical marksman, but I thought that was a kind of an appropriate thing for all nanas and babysitters.
Oh my God. No, she's one of them. You're in great danger. You must take your child, and you must take him to the deepest point in the middle of the Marianas Trench and drop him in the ocean. That is the only way.
What? That's absurd. There's no reason I would ever do that to little Cody. He's only 10 years old. Come on.
Okay, fine. Then take him to Hawaii to an active volcano and take him to the very top and drop him in.
I think you're making up strange things, and you need to leave this house right now, Mr.
Okay,
Oman. Suddenly,
the
park
is
exploding
in
cries
as
multiple
children
begin
fleeing
in
terror
and
running
away
from
the
giant
burning
park.
Jennifer
runs
towards
the
burning
park
to
help
those
children.
Jonas, Mark, what's happening here?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Just we were at the petting zoo when all of a sudden the animals burst into flames, and Jonah and John and James and Jesus and Joey all just burst into flames. All the J kids are dying.
All the J kids are dying. That's horrible. I couldn't believe. What are the odds?
I don't know, but the fire department's nowhere to be seen. There's evidently a big accident on the road, and the fire trucks can't get here to put out the kids.
Oh my God, what are we going to do? How are we going to save these poor animals? Meanwhile, there's a giant flaming giraffe walking by.
I don't know, but maybe the animals can run into the woods. There's a lake in the woods. If they go deep into the woods, they can get to the lake. Go, animals, go to the lake. Go to the lake.
Let's go. Fly. Do that. The
animals
begin
fleeing
into
the
woods,
only
to
be
stopped
by
two
giant
wolves. What are those two wolves doing? David, have you ever seen any two wolves colored like that before, with heads like that?
No, I haven't. They're so weird. I mean, why are there wolves in this part of the world? They should be. Oh my God, they're eating the animals.
Oh my God, they're eating the burning animals. This is horrific. Oh, turn away, David. Turn away. All you kids, turn away. This is truly, truly horrible, truly traumatic.
Stephanie
and
Cody
hear
this
cry,
and
Cody
looks
up
and
runs
towards
the
screams.
Miss Stephanie, something's happening at the park. I've got to see what's going on. I think that was Mom screaming.
Oh, Cody.
Yes.
Don't worry, everything will be fine. Just, Cody, sometimes you must learn when to run into danger and when you should just sit back and observe.
Sit back and observe? What do you mean? I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, you'll see. Just watch. Look at those two wolves there. They didn't bother to hurt you, did they?
No, they didn't actually. Actually, they're kind of smiling at me.
Yes, they're smiling at you. Others will smile at you. And one day, the whole world will smile at you.
Oh, you think so? That's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is.
Well, I think maybe you're right. If there's all this danger happening, maybe I should just wait here until Mom comes to get us. Can you show me again how you organize those sticks the way you did so that it makes that really strange Gregorian symbol? Keep showing me that.
I will show you that and so much more, my liege.
Scene.
All right.
That's some good symbolism there. I like it.
So, we've ended Act 2. Jennifer has been warned by Oman to kill her child, and that Stephanie might be evil, but she doesn't want to believe it because he's telling her to kill her son.
Yep.
And carnage has begun, which brings us to Act 3, where Jennifer's going to get a little more proactive. More people will die.
Yes.
And some serious shit is going to hit some serious fans.
Serious shit here in Syria. Yep, exactly. All right.
All right, to do this, we are going to play Last Letter, First Letter.
Yes.
Where you want to do this as a narration or as scenes?
I don't know. What do you want to start with? Let's start with
Let's do a story.
Yeah, we can always
jump kind of like this. We can always jump into scene work if we want to, but
exactly.
So we're going to tell the story one sentence at a time. Whoever goes first, when they end, the next person's story, their sentence has to begin with whatever the last letter of the last word that the person before them finished with. So we just keep alternating with each sentence starting with the last letter of the previous sentence.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we're going to see Act 3 of Demon Shadow of the Spawn Crib.
Yes, I'm going to start. Okay.
Yep.
Stephanie tucked Cody into bed, kissed him goodnight, and walked out the door to her vehicle, driving away in the still of the night.
There were no people and no lights around. She was in the darkness, and and she reflected upon Oman's words.
Surely Oman can't be serious, Jennifer thought to herself. What's Jennifer? Surely Oman can't be serious, Jennifer thought to herself. I mean, what are the odds that my child is some sort of supernatural being trapped in some 10-year-old body?
You must believe me! Yelled Oman as he banged on the window. He had followed her out there and was putting his head up against the window, screaming at Jennifer to listen.
No way! How did you know I was out here? This is incredibly creepy and kind of prescient / psychic. How do you possibly expect me to believe that outlandish statement that my son is some sort of supernatural demon?
Not just any supernatural demon, but the son of the devil himself. He was born at 6 a.m. at 7 a.m. and 16 minutes, which when you think about it is, 7 a.m. and 6 minutes, which you think about it is actually 6 a.m. and 66 minutes. But he was born at the 6th second on the 6th floor of the 6th building in the 6th county of the 6th state of the 6th country in the world.
Damn. That's a serious coincidence. Almost as much as coincidence as all the J kids who died 4 weeks ago. All right. So if you're saying all these coincidences are true, then why is my son Cody such a healthy, happy boy?
You only think he's a healthy, happy boy. He's not. He's a healthy, happy jackal.
Lies, all of them. You have to prove to me that my son has some sort of jackal tendency.
Yes, I can prove it, but there's only one way to figure it out. You must find the sign of the jackal somewhere either on his body or inside his body.
Yet another reason that Jennifer doubted the sanity of Oman. However, she got back out of the car and went back in to begin looking around Cody's room with Cody fast asleep.
Peering underneath Cody's pajamas and clothes, Jennifer looked all over for him, but couldn't find anything that resembled a jackal on his body.
Losing her patience, she turned and kind of chipped the bed. As she chipped the bed, it skirted to the side, and she saw the beginning of a chalk outline jutting out from beneath the bed, written into the wooden floor.
Removing the bed from over the covering, she looked down and saw a giant jackal head covering a whole section of the ground.
Don't tell me this was done. Cody's been sleeping on top of this for years, Jennifer thought to herself as she turned to run back downstairs.
Slipping on a toy that Cody had, quote unquote, left at the top of the stairs, Jennifer fell and tumbled all the way down to the stairs, horribly hurting her leg.
Grasping at the front door, Oman, having heard the cries, ran to pull up at the front door, suddenly to stop when he heard a muted growl behind him.
My goodness, the dire wolves of Jackalmania. You may be able to rend my body, but you will never take my soul.
Licking their lips, the two wolves closed in and began savaging Oman, blood splattering against the door of the house. Inside, Jennifer heard the howls of Oman as he got shredded ruthlessly limb from limb, and blood began seeping under the front door, growing closer and closer to her with her injured leg.
Grabbing the door handle to pull herself up, Jennifer looked up and opened the little mail slot to watch as Oman was savaged by wolves. But as he died, he slipped a small, thin journal through the mail slot to Jennifer.
Rapidly opening the journal, she began reading it as the dogs began pounding at the door, when suddenly she heard a screech of tires from outside, and all of a sudden, several gunshots and squeals of fear, and then the sound of something loping away into the woods.
Slowly opening the door, Jennifer peered out and saw that Stephen had returned from his work trip and had scared away the dire wolves with the gun he always kept in his car.
Really? Wolves attacking us? What's been happening in this area? I can't believe that this is the house that we wanted to live in. It's a complete feral, desolate jungle. Jennifer, you're hurt. What can I do?
Only you can help us now. Stephen, some terrible things have happened. I'm so glad you're finally back from your trip. I think something is really wrong with Cody, and I don't think he's a normal child.
Do you think we have to do something to Cody? We have to eliminate him?
Mother's instinct is telling me no, but when I put my logical brain to it, this journal that Oman gave me, I think we need to read it closely. There's something in here about what's going on, but some strange things have happened while you're gone, and there's something evil here.
Each time, in Oman's voice, each time you read this diary, you shall gain a further nugget of knowledge about your spawn in the crib upstairs, Cody. He is, in fact, the child of the most powerful demon in the netherworlds, and he must be killed by a force of nature so strong that it overpowers its evil nature. A volcano, the Mariner Trench, a very, very large iceberg that you can run into him with a ship. All of these things are what required to get rid of this spawn crib, Cody.
You banged your head too hard when you fell, Jennifer. This is the ravings of a lunatic who has now been ravaged on our porch. Why don't we call the police, clean this up, and we can discuss this calmly in the morning. I'm sure it's just, you're just stressed out because I was gone. Everything's going to be okay.
Yes, everything would be okay. For when they called the police, they came that day, and the Lieutenant Dickens, took Cody into custody for his own protection for the next several days so that Stephen and Jennifer could clean up the house and deal with the insurance and also the security of their rapidly dangerous world.
And scene. I think we're at a good stopping point for Act 3.
I think so. Now,
all right, so Oman is dead, but he's given some critical information. Jennifer is believing that Cody may be the child of the devil. Steven's in denial, and Stephanie was mysteriously absent from Act 3. So.
Yeah. I started kind of thinking about that. I was like, well, we're just going to go with Jennifer for this. It's all good.
All right, the wolves took care of it.
Now, it's important to know that Cody is no longer in the house. He is in the custody of Lieutenant Dickens. Yeah.
All right, so now we are going to enter the fourth and final act of our story, Demon Shadow of the Spawn Crib. I like how you brought in a crib. We didn't really do much with the crib, but you brought it in, so that was good.
That's right, man. That's right. That was you got to reincorporate, baby. Chekhov's crib.
Chekhov's crib, yo. Spawn crib.
Spawn crib.
So we are going to play an improv game called Cutting Room. One of our favorite ways to end these shows. We are going to start with a two-person scene. At any point, Mike or I can clap our hands and cut. We can cut to a different scene completely, something that happened in the past or the future, something outside of the movie world, something in the production, something completely random. And we'll just kind of bounce back and forth, and we'll take you to the end of this tale of the coming of the Antichrist.
Yeah, man. All right, can I kick us off? Because I got a good starting point here.
Sure, yeah.
Cut to several days later with Cody at the police station, where he suddenly realizes the true nature of why he's there. Oh, Lieutenant Dickens, you said that after the weekend I could go back to my mom and dad's house. They said that the house would be clean. Why am I still here?
I did say that, Cody. And it's true that your house needs to be cleaned, but it needs to be cleaned in a very special way. It needs to be cleaned of all undue influences.
Oh, well, does that mean my comic books and my CDs and things? No, my dear, it doesn't mean that at all. It means those wretched mortals of which you have no part in. You are bigger, stronger, and more powerful than those weak creatures, and they must be expunged before you go back to assume your rightful place as ruler of this world.
But you mean my mommy and daddy? You're going to expunge them?
Yes, it's a very exciting word. We learned of it when we were going through some old tablets. I prefer to use the word exterminate, but expunge has such a cool, soft, liquidy sound.
Oh, but who's going to watch over me then when I'm sleeping in my crib?
Oh, don't worry. As he says so, the door opens and 6 hooded figures walk in. You'll have plenty of protection in the weeks and months to come. Spawn.
Cut to Jennifer and Steven at the house.
This blood won't come off. I've been working at it for a day. We're never going to be able to get Cody back. The social service people won't let us come back with the house looking like this. Why won't this blood
I don't understand what's going on. I've been trying. They've had him in protective custody for days, and there's nothing going on. There was just a random wolf attack. listen, I'm going to go down to that police station. I'm going to come back with our son, or they're going to have to arrest me and throw me in jail.
Okay, I'm going with you. We're going to do this together. Solidarity. Okay? Cut to them pulling up at the police station.
All right, so listen, one of us needs to keep a clear head, because if we both can't go to jail, then they'll have grounds to not give us Cody back. So you be the calm one.
Okay.
I'll be the bad cop. You be the good cop.
Okay, that sounds good. Yes, may I help you? Welcome to Kamayuka's police station.
We are here to see Lieutenant Dickens about our son. You've had him for days with no reason and no communication. We want him back.
Oh, yes, you're here for that. Well, if you'll just have a seat right here, I'll have Lieutenant Dickens come right out. She leans over and types a couple of texts into her phone. Lieutenant Dickens will be here in just a moment. Go for it.
Cut to Lieutenant Dickens and the group getting this text message.
That's right. You shall be the greatest force of evil in the entire... Hold on a second. Jeez. Stephanie.
Do you really think you should be checking your text messages in the middle of a ceremony?
Well, I've got this thing going with my daughter. She's got some sort of rehearsal, and I've got to make sure that I get there in time. But anyways, Stephanie, the parents are here. You're going to have to do something about that.
All right, fine. I'll get rid of them.
Cut to the obligatory Arnold Schwarzenegger-esque commando prep scene where Stephanie's suiting up.
The jackal medallion. Oh, the blood tattoos I'm drawing on myself. Warping under my eyes.
Cut to the very next moment scene when they're out in the waiting room. Well, it's been 8 minutes and I still have not seen anybody remotely looking like Lieutenant Dickens.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Fitzgerald.
Stephanie, what are you wearing? And what's with that eye black?
Well, I'm here to tell you something. I'm sorry to break the news to you, but Cody's going to not be coming home with you.
What do you mean? Steven, what does he mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that you finally outworn your welcome, Stephanie. I don't know what you're talking about. We're his parents. We love him. He's coming home with us.
You're his parents, are you? Are you, Stephen? Are you, Mr. Fitzgerald? Are you not remembering what happened? Are you not remembering what happened that night on the 6th of June at 7:06 a.m. and 6 seconds on the 6th floor of the 6th building of the 6th county of the 6th state?
Stephen, what is he talking about? And boy, those were a lot of coincidences. Jennifer, it's time I told you. That baby was reported killed. And they found another baby to give to you so that you wouldn't die of postpartum grief.
What? Stephen, how could you? You mean this child that has been doing weird things around me is not actually my flesh and blood?
No, I'm sorry. He must be from somewhere else. Somewhere unholy.
Oh, you think it's somewhere unholy? You fools. You didn't know what you had right there in your house. And now it's too late. For he is about to rise into his legacy.
Not if I can stop it first. Cut to the epic high fantasy battle scene between a fully juiced up sorcerer Stephanie and Steven with his gun. Oh God! Everyone's burning on fire! Jennifer, take cover!
Oh, your bullets cannot hurt one who is protected by the greatest power ever to have been in the world.
I've got to think fast. I can't fight her with just regular bullets. I need something special.
Stephen, look, I don't know why I had it in my pocket. I brought Oman's journal. He says the one thing that the demon spawn, that the demon's acolytes are susceptible to is not holy water or crosses, but rather off-key hymns.
What? Oh, thank God.
Don't sing it well. They like good singing, but if you sing poorly, they hate it.
Well, thank God I'm a Northeast Catholic. I can do that like you wouldn't believe. Cut to Stephen singing away. Oh, God, beyond all praising.
Now what are you doing?
Worship you today.
No, stop that.
Sing live.
Stop that. Why don't the Catholics learn how to sing? How does your God like this?
Cut to the church right next door who's hearing this. Pastor, there's a Catholic in trouble right next door.
Quick, get the team together.
Everybody, get your cowbells and your banjos. We've got to save a fellow Catholic.
Come back to the battle. Oh, I will sing.
Oh,
I will
wake
sing even
their
him.
slumber. It's good. Oh God. Oh God. It's hurting me. It's hurting me. Cut to what the actual translation of that demon hymn is. Well, it looks like what they're singing is, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Do you have any burritos? I'm thirsty, I'd like some Fanta. Let's hear
To the devil watching this while enjoying a burrito and some Fanta.
This is great. Oh, I knew that hymn had legs in it. It's just going places, I'm telling you.
Excuse me, sir. I've got your second order from Taco Bell.
Oh, fantastic. Was it 2 for 1 day?
No. Could I smite them?
Yes, but first, a little bit of internal torment for you. Cut to the small Catholic praise band bursting in and helping to defeat the demon.
It's a demon! Quick, get out the banjos and cowbells and start singing!
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, how leave the wretch like me. I once was lost.
Oh my God! It's not just off-key Catholic music; it's off-key Catholic hillbilly music. I can't sing it. Jennifer's 70s head explodes in pain from the off-key banjo Catholic hymnal music. Cut back to Lieutenant Dickens and Cody and the other 6 cultists.
Lieutenant Dan. And now, Cody, we shall do the great ritual where we unleash and awaken the evil demonic forces within you. You shall become strong, powerful, and wise. All of your senses shall be open to hear, see, smell the entire world. Oh, Mashubang.
Well, I can already, my senses are already opening up, but I hear something sounds strange. It sounds like banjo religious music.
Banjo religious. Quick, we must accelerate this ritual magic. Quick, chant faster. Go for it.
Cut to Jennifer and Steven and the band getting outside the door, but being confronted by 2 giant angry wolves. Oh my God, Steven, those are the wolves from our house. What? Oh my God, our child must be part of the devil. He's got wolves protecting him.
Pastor, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, there's the one way that I know how to deal with a wolf. Cut to the first time a pastor had to deal with a wolf like that.
All right. Anyone here? Anyone know how to deal with a wolf?
Oh, I sure do. Come on over here, buddy. Who's the big donkey? Who's the biggie donkey?
But that's all you gotta do?
Oh, yeah, that's all you gotta do. Jumba, do your big cheffy thing.
Back to the dire wolf seed. All right. All you gotta do is pet the belly. You gotta rub him, and tell him he's a good boy, and pet his belly. And these wolves will do anything you want.
Okay.
It's one of the lost books of the Bible. They explain this whole thing.
Okay, let's just come here, big wolf. Who's a big wolfy wolf? Who's a wolfy wolf? Who's a wolfy wolf? Oh my God, it's working! It's working! Steven, go in and rescue my boy.
You, Dickens, get away from my son!
It's too late. The ritual is almost complete. You can see he is hearing the words of Satan, where he shall become his rightful heir to the spawn crib.
What? No, listen. I won't let my son become the devil. If that's going to happen, then I will kill him with some kind of giant natural disaster.
You wouldn't do such a thing. There's no way you could do it. Cut to all the angels and God up in heaven hearing that plea.
God?
Yes.
God, sorry I know it's burrito night, God.
Yes. They're running a little late, but it's okay. What is it?
I know, it's not even 2 for 1 night today. Listen, the Fitzgeralds, the ones who accidentally took the devil baby, and you were like, just let these things play out.
Yes, I want to have it play out. Yes.
It's not playing out so well, and the guy, the dad, whatever his name is, Steve, they all these
mortals look alike.
Names blend together.
Yes, they all look alike to you too.
Yeah. He's praying for a natural disaster miracle to kill the devil child.
Well, he's been rather under a lot of burden actually hosting that poor devil child. I guess we'll have to give it to him. Let's see. Let's try this. Cut back to Stephen on his knees praying for a giant natural disaster. Dear God, please don't let this abomination continue. Don't let this awful ceremony finish. Do something to stop it.
Suddenly, streaming in from the windows are thousands upon thousands of little gerbils.
They start scrambling all up the cultist robe. I'm getting nibbled to death. It hurts. It tickles at the same time. I'm completely overstimulated.
Oh my God! It's one of the other lost scrolls of the Bible, the plague of the gerbils. Our God has heard our prayers.
The gerbils walk in and start stuffing themselves into Cody's ears. Cody all of a sudden goes, I can't hear anything anymore. I can't hear anything. You see the giant blood red flesh that was beginning to immolate start to settle down. He starts looking like a normal kid again. Quick, that's what it is. It's Cody's ears. If he's hearing things, he's hearing the words of Satan. It's turning him into a spawn crib. We just have to make sure he can't hear anything ever again.
All right, let's deafen him. Quick, Catholic band, play that banjo music.
Amazing grace, I believe. Oh God, it burns, Daddy. It burns.
I know it does. Just hold my hands, Cody. Hold my hands.
Oh.
You're gonna have to give up your hearing to save your soul.
Oh God, I can't. What? I can't hear what you're saying. No, it's the one way to defeat our Lord and Spawn Crib Savior. How could you, Stephen? Suddenly, the Lieutenant Dickens charges at Stephen and smashes his hands into his throat, beginning to choke Stephen.
No, you can't. Suddenly, Jennifer has just whacked Lieutenant Dickens in the head, impaling him in the eyeball with the journal that Oman gave him.
Yes.
Take that, you bastard!
Lieutenant Dickens falls and begins to immolate from within as the other cultists flee in terror. Cody looks up exhausted at his father and says, "Do you save me, Dad? You save me from becoming the evil demon shadow of Spawn Crib. I don't know what I can do to thank you."
Cody, I know you can't hear anything I'm saying. We love you, and we're so glad that we could save you. And I think everything is going to be okay now. The devil is gone, and we can be just a normal family again. And I'm gonna change jobs. I'm not gonna travel. I'm gonna stay home with you and Mommy.
I can't hear a word of what you're saying, Dad, but I'm really hopeful that it's a positive statement about family and the strength of convictions.
Oh, Stephen. Oh, Cody. I'm so glad we're all a family again. The three of them hug, and as we do, we see a close-up on Jennifer's face as she smiles lovingly. And suddenly, a soft tint of red flows over her face.
Oh, dun dun!
The end.
That was sufficiently dramatic. I couldn't believe we actually had a hillbilly Catholic praise group.
Why wouldn't you have a hillbilly Catholic?
Amazing grace. I was gonna be like, get the spoons, man.
Oh, we needed a spoon, man. Oh my God. Well, that was our show for the day, and that was our performance of Demon Shadow of the Spawn Crib. Hopefully, it was a nice homage to the Omen and other movies like that.
Yes.
And we obviously had a ton of fun performing it. Hopefully, you had a lot of fun listening. If you did, just a couple quick things you could do to really help us out. Number one, again, go to iTunes, follow and subscribe to the podcast. And if you could, please leave us a rating and even ideally a short review about how you like the show and whether others should listen. That's going to help us, number one, grow our listenership. And number two, it can help iTunes take notice and put us in their new noteworthy section, which would be super key. Number two, if you like the show, go ahead and take the show link and share it on your social media. Could be to this episode of the show in general. Email, let people know about it. Spread the word. Word of mouth is still our kind of best marketing. And if you want more info about us, check out avishandmike.com. There should be some links there to get some freebies. There's also back episodes, and you can make suggestions about future episodes as well. And if you are listening to this right at the beginning of October, be sure to tune in because we're going to do a couple more Halloween kind of horror-themed episodes in honor of the season.
Absolutely.
Mikey, fantastic job. That was great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I had a really good time with it. It is great. You did great, Avish, man. We actually kept some element of some sort of accent for Stephanie.
At least it was clear. The accent may have changed a few times, but woman with an accent, Stephanie. Woman without an accent is Jennifer.
Yes, works for us. Oh, that was fun. I'm liking us doing our little horror theme for the month of October. This is going good places.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. I believe, if I'm correct, and again, don't hold me to this, I believe our next episode is going to be Halloween, as in the Michael Myers slasher movies, Halloween themed,
Yes.
in honor of Halloween Kills, the next Michael Myers movie coming out.
Yes, Halloween to a lesser extent Friday the 13th, but more of a traditional Scream, more traditional slasher thriller.
Yeah, but to be very Halloween based in that, since we're doing it as an homage to that movie, which is coming out in October. All right, well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and hopefully we will see you next week and on future episodes.